All right. Welcome, Steelers faithful. I'll be looking here to my right for a moment just to make sure that the audio is right. Yeah. Let's get to it, guys. Welcome to the latest, the greatest episode of The Knee Jerk Reaction, courtesy of myself, SimFBallCritic. And the reason why I call it that is this is your immediate reaction to the game before you've watched film or rewatched the game. Immediate reaction. And I'm going to give you my thoughts like I do each and every week. I'm going to share with you the opening drive offensively, the opening series defensively, and then I'll give you an offensive, defensive recap, followed by some takeaways and key moments of the game. And let's get into it. And I see some of you guys already in the chat. Early and often. Already having knee-jerk reactions. It is week 2, but I feel your pain. So let's say hello to some of the early commenters. MT Legendary. He says, I don't know when y'all gonna listen to me when I say this offense is terrible. I don't know, MT Legendary, who you're convincing. I'm not sure many people watching this show. Definitely not myself. I'm not sure many of us have said this offense was great. So I don't understand your point there. But whatever. Let's get to it. Dark Rim, Mr. Malvo, my man Y Digger in the building, Antoine Hill in the building, the master of music in the building, the lovely Lanisha in the building. Hello, Miss Lady. Hello. Always got to say hello to our early commenters. Appreciate it. Early commenters, but more importantly, our lovely ladies. So make sure you guys take care of Lanisha and others. Who else is in here? The master of music, Rajon 39, Big Dro. What up, Big Dro? 412 born and raised. My good brother Y Diggy, and I think I already said Y Diggy, but in case I didn't, what's up to Y Diggy once again? Who else is in here? My good brother Kenyon in the building. Adam Owens. Who else is in here? The infamous Tim, Sunday Rothmiller, Mr. Elman, Jack Bauer, The Hawk. What's up, The Hawk? I ain't seen The Hawk in a minute, man. What's going on, brother? What is going on? Well, hold on. Round of applause to Sean Wells, 814. Appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Looks like he retracted the actual message, so nothing to say there. C.T. Pittman, Lawrence Holcomb, Jordan Mid, Lydell Dorsey, C. Brown, Indignous Black. Okay. I ain't mad at that one. Mark Cunningham, Jameer Sanders, Vista Light, and Leonard Green. We'll get right to the action from there. So, all right, let me get to it, guys. I'm not going to be super long tonight, man. And again, I told you guys, that's kind of the goal for the knee-jerk reaction, not to make an extremely long show. We'll talk about a couple things really quick, and we'll be in and out. Let's talk about, first and foremost, man, the offensive series and the defensive series. The first one, Pittsburgh Steelers, kick the ball off. Defense stuffs the run on the first 2 plays. Good to see that. They stuffed the run. If you guys had a chance to see my quick YouTube short or my quick TikTok, by the way, it's under the name of The Steel Basement is the TikTok name. And I know I'm not a TikToker, guys, but I know when you're trying to grow and things like that, you got to do these little, these little things to get your viewership stronger. So, look out for the little TikTok. Matter of fact, hold on, guys. Let me give y'all the actual the name of my channel or my page or whatever you call it. I am not really versed with TikTok. It's called Still Basement. Still Basement is the name of the TikTok channel. But anyway, I put out earlier really quick keys to victory, 60 seconds. And one of those keys, as I said, we needed to stuff the run. Stuff the run and make Bo Nix beat you. Make him beat you. And the Steelers come out right away and they stuffed the first 2 run plays. The second one was for a tackle for loss. Forced them into a 3rd and 10, and lo and behold, the Steelers get off the field with the tackle by Minkah Fitzpatrick being his Minka self, and the Steelers get a 3 and out. Beautiful, right? We get the ball offensively. First rush to Najee Harris. Very predictable. I mean, I get it. You know, they're going to try to get that script going early. No gain. Incomplete pass to Najee Harris on the play action. Nothing. Then the Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 10, and Fields was forced to scramble. He only picked up 8 yards. The Steelers go 3 and out. And then I did notate here, there was a good punt by Corliss Waitman. 53-yard punt there. But again, man, the Steelers going 3 and out on offense. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about in my offensive recap. Let's get to the defense first. Because I'm going to spend some time offensively. And I do have an office visit. I definitely have a real nice office visit for you guys tonight. I don't have the graphic for the office visit, so we're just going to run with it the way we used to. But I might start incorporating some slick little graphic, but we'll get to it. So let's just talk about the defensive recap, man. I'm going to be brief here. Defensively, the Steelers were able to pitch a 3 and out on back-to-back possessions. They did that back-to-back to open the game. I notated on that second one, Highsmith had a super fast get off. Highsmith has always had that in his bag, man. He gets off fast, gets around the edge, and he's very disruptive. I understand some people only look at sacks. Because I remember, you guys remember when TJ Watt was hurt. Y'all remember when TJ Watt was hurt and everybody was trying to compare Watt to Highsmith. And then people were saying, oh, I don't think Highsmith is good, or he sucks, or he's not worth to get a deal because the sacks weren't necessarily there early. Then Highsmith ended up having that year where he had, 13, 14 sacks. But here's the thing. Even when TJ Watt is playing along with Highsmith, Highsmith does his job. He gets a lot of pressure as well. It's not always just sack numbers. If you notice, there's a lot of times where Alex Highsmith is forcing the action, forcing the quarterback to get that ball out of his hands. Highsmith, at key moments, he makes tackles in coverage. You know, Highsmith is doing his thing, even though the sacks might not necessarily speak high volume. You guys got to stop looking at just the splash, right? When you're looking at what people are doing defensively. It's the same thing I say about Minkah Fitzpatrick. A lot of people will say, oh, Minkah is not that good. He doesn't do that. He don't do that. He ain't got no interceptions in a while. But look at everything he does. From the run game, from just being a presence, from taking things away. The numbers it's not always about the numbers. So anyway, Steelers defense able to get the 3 and outs, man, and the Steelers defense played very well. I notated the Steelers was very stingy defense today. You know, Broncos had a couple plays here and there, but it's the NFL, guys. It's the NFL, and particularly the deep throw, that great play call, great play design by Sean Payton. You know, I wouldn't expect a flea flicker situation out of Wildcat. That was an excellent play call. Now, looking at it in real time, I'm not really sure with KZ and who was the other corner? Was it Jackson? KZ was obviously in a safety spot. I'm going to have to go back and look at it, but I'm not sure. You know, maybe they were looking in the backfield and that's how homeboy got behind them, you know, and great job with Bo Nix and just the play itself, taking Minkah out of it. And Minkah still almost tried to get back there, but it was a good play design. Again, Wildcat, is going to make Minkah creep up a bit because you're not expecting a deep shot. So it was an excellent play call. Excellent play call. But I'll be curious to see, again, when I see the All-22. I know KZ was a part of that mix, but I want to know how did he get so far behind those guys. But again, I'm thinking it was just the play design. Excellent call, man. Sometimes things are going to happen, but largely, this defense was very stingy. I wrote here both TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith had sacks in the first half. Very effective. TJ Watt being his normal disruptive self, even in the run game. Had a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage. I put here the defense started the second half with a 3 and out. Steelers gave up the big play downfield, and I already talked about that. Big play, huge play. However, they bounced back with the interception by Corey Trice. And boy, we're going to talk about Corey Trice a little bit later, but huge. You give up a big play, you're backed up against it, and you pick off Bo Nix in the end zone. And it's exactly why I said make Bo Nix beat you in this game. Don't allow them to get going with the run game, force them into being one-dimensional, and make Bo Nix prove it. And I think Bo Nix will probably be okay, man, as his career progresses. But again, he's still a rookie. And Corey Trice gets him. So the defense, man, every time that they had a situation where they was up against it or the offense put them back out there, they showed up. And then again, I wrote the last thing here, man, largely the Steelers sealed the game with the interception by KZ. And so far, Damani KZ has his name. As you guys remember last year, he was reduced to just being number 23. KZ hasn't done anything so far this season where I would have to not call him Damani KZ, and he gets an interception on, I know it was a heave down the field, but still, great way to seal the game. Now, let's talk about some offensive things. And then I'm going to talk about some key moments in the game and my takeaways. I did say this. Now follow me when I say this. The Steelers got off to a faster start. No, they didn't do anything on the first drive. They went 3 and out. But we did start faster, right? Because we put a drive together on that second series, if I'm not mistaken, and we got a touchdown out of it. That's starting faster. I'm still not satisfied yet, but I'm allowing the earliness of the season to kind of play on this side, but then on this side, on this shoulder, my mind is still saying, we've seen this before. But I'm going to give it a little bit of time, but I need it to speed up. And I can honestly say this offense did get off to a quote-unquote faster start by producing on the second drive and getting an early touchdown. We just didn't have as much success later on in the game. So I love the hot start, but I need us to have a consistent cruise, right? I don't need us to be going downhill and we constantly breaking because we afraid. No, if you get the rolling downhill, ball out. Hold on to them handlebars and rock out. Put your hand in the air like we got it. I don't need you to be cautious going down the hill. Pedal to the metal, baby. So what else did I say about the offense? It was a beautiful wham play early in that game, man, where they brought Pruitt around, across the formation. When I look at the film, I'll be able to say if it was a quote-unquote wham, if it was more just, split zone where you bring a guy across the formation. Excellent play. Did you see how big that hole was? To Najee Harris, it was an outstanding run play right there, and I notated that was in the second quarter. Broderick Jones, we'll get to him in a moment, man, but the Steelers killing drives with a bunch of penalties and him having 3 penalties. You know what? As a matter of fact, there's no need for me to wait. Let's do it right now because I see he's trying to sneak out of the locker room. It is time for the first office visit of 2024. Broderick Jones, bring your big self in here now. Right now. Broderick Jones. Before I even tell you why I'm so upset, let me let you know where it comes from. I have been one of the people here in Steeler Nation pounding the table, clamoring. We've got to get Broderick Jones on the field. Oh, Broderick Jones played so well last year at right tackle. We drafted him to be the left tackle. But he played so well at right tackle. Hey, why not let him play right tackle again if we're too afraid or we're too settled on Dan Moore and we're keeping Dan Moore at left tackle? Get Broderick Jones in there. You showed us early. You showed us in preseason that you was a little shaky this year. You showed us. We didn't like what we were seeing, Broderick Jones. In fact, it looked so bad, Coach Tomlin and crew made you play in the final game. And now, after we've been pounding the table, I've religiously been saying I want to see the two young boys rock out. Let's get Fautanu out there, and let's go ahead and move Broderick Jones to his rightful spot of left tackle. Now, Broderick Jones, I'm going to tell you what some people say about you. They say, well, he's not playing in his natural position. He should be a left tackle. Okay, let me tell you how I'm going to challenge those folks. Broderick, you played damn good at right tackle last season. You did. Would you deny that, Broderick Jones? Played very well at right tackle. You did. So since you played well, I expect you to play well again. Because guess what? Last season, you were a rookie out of position and played well. So you're in your second season. Why are you playing like trash? And this is hard for me to say this early in your career because I generally don't like to say those type of words to professional athletes. I never went to the NFL. So I try to give every professional athlete that courtesy. But brother, you stunk it up today. How do you get 3 penalties on the same drive? Three. Who produces a hat trick on one drive? I don't know if that's ever been done. I'm not sure that's ever been done. 3 penalties on one drive, bruh. And you killed. What a beautiful pitch and catch from Fields to Pickens. Oh, my Lord. Oh, we're going to talk about Justin Fields here in a moment. Oh, my Lord. What a throw. What a catch. Oh, but no. Broderick Jones, you. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you pulled that off. And not to mention, before you get out of the office, not to mention, homie, you do that when you know it's a cat looking over your shoulder. Matter of fact, you looking at his backside because he started ahead of you today. So you were behind him. Pause. And you do that after being put in the game as the Steelers are rotating you to, which I don't know why they were doing that. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And you put up that type of performance knowing you got this dude right here that's like, yo, I'm going to take your spot. Man, get out of here, bro. Usually this is where I would say I'm going to give you a chance, man. You're going to have to prove it. But I think you just killed yourself. I think you killed your chances of... I'm done with this guy. Show and prove, bro. But for tonight, I'm done with this conversation. Have mercy. All right, let's continue going, shall we? Let's talk about a few key moments of the game. Where's my other hat? This one, either my head got smaller or I bought the hat too big. It keep. Key moments of the game. Steelers offense gets pinned deep. Start from the 1 yard line. Remember that punt? And they were able to work their way out of that. I think that was the same drive as the Broderick Jones fiasco. Or debacle, shall I say. I think. But either way, I thought that was impressive because that could have been huge. That would have been a huge turn of events, especially in a game like this one where field position was key. Good job by the Steelers offense digging themselves out of that hole. Just talked about a huge key moment. Broderick Jones being called for 3 penalties on the same drive. And like I said, the second one negated a 50-plus yard strike to George Pickens that was on the money. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Man. Steelers were unable to sustain the drive to start the second half, man. That was a critical moment. Critical moment. You up 10-0. You cannot have a short stint right there. And again, it's not always about scoring points. Of course, the goal is to score a touchdown. Secondary goal, get a field goal. But the third goal is to sustain drive and bleed clock when you have a lead. You cannot go 3 and out right there. And of course, the defense bails them out by giving them 3 and out, giving them the ball right back. So shout outs to the defense. I wrote here after the 3 and out by the defense, the Steelers go 3 and out again after a holding call by Connor Haywood late in the third quarter. I also noticed tonight, man, Arthur Smith, quick, I'm not going to call you in the office. You got it done, so to speak, tonight, but you can still hear me, so I'm going to say this real quick. Why was there only one design run for Justin Fields tonight? By my count, I could be off. And I didn't even like that design of that in that particular situation on that spot of the field, that counter, where Fields does the reverse pivot and spins out and comes this, but there wasn't enough blockers over there. I think I know what you were trying to do. I just didn't like, I liked what you were trying to do, but I didn't like that play being called in that situation, Mr. Smith, because we're on our own 20, and those plays are susceptible to lose yards. So I did not like the call. The design of the play, I will reserve judgment for later on that. And I'll tell you guys as well. I'll reserve my judgment on the call for later, because I'm not going to say that the play itself was bad. It's just the timing of that call I didn't like. An early snap nearly cost us. Once again, the CQ exchange. And that one, again, was not, I don't know if it was Justin Fields or Frazier, but he wasn't ready for the ball. And maybe it's Fields, because maybe Frazier has the internal clock. I don't know. But almost became a disaster. And that was with 5 minutes left in the game. Now, my quick takeaways, man. Troy Fautanu starts at right tackle, and then they rotate with Broderick Jones. I think we need to put that to bed. And my number one question would be, even coming into this, when we heard about that in practice, when we kind of heard that during the week, what is the intention there? That's one question I would ask to Mike Tomlin and the staff. What is the intention? What are we trying to find out when we're rotating tackles in the game? In game. Questionable. But again, coach makes the decision. And I've seen some questionable coaching decisions in this game from Sean Payton as well, and other games that I watched earlier. So all of these coaches do things at times that we don't agree with. Does not make them bad coaches. But I just didn't understand allowing both of them to play in game. That was weird. But I think we might be able to put that to bed. But man, one thing real quick, Sean Payton. Why would you run a design run with Bo Nix with that little time on the clock at the end of the fourth quarter? Why would you do that with only one timeout? That was dumb. Just my opinion. Y'all know what I'm talking about? When they were knocking on the door, that was dumb. Why would you do that? That's immediately time going to run off the clock. Didn't understand that, but whatever. I'm glad he did it. What else do I have here, guys? Arthur Smith has a lot of window dressing in this offense, particularly with Freiermuth. Y'all notice that? He does this little trickery. Freiermuth goes to the right, comes back. A lot of little window dressing going on there, man, and I hope it's not a telltale. I'm going to keep my eye on that to see what we build off of that during the season, but I noticed he's moving guys around a bit more, and particularly with Pat Freiermuth. What I didn't chart was every time I saw him move like that, was it a run or did we pass out of it as well? So I got to keep my eye on that. That's what I'll be looking for when I rewatch the game and watch the film. George Pickens is just one of the best pure catches I've ever seen, man. I'm sticking to that. If anybody want to challenge that, feel free, but I'm sticking to that. He just does things with his body and hands is just unique. It's just unique. Even the way he caught that pass that got negated. That boy's special, man. Deshaun Elliott is earning his keep. A round of applause. Deshaun Elliott is earning his keep, man. His second game in a row where he's made some plays that showed up. And one thing that is definitely doing is keeping Minka deep. We're not having to put Minka in the box. Shout out to Deshaun Elliott. I do have a question for Austin and Tomlin. I want to know why they blitzed on that 4th and 6 early in the fourth quarter. Y'all remember that play? Where dude was wide open on the right side. Like it was nobody there. I think sometimes, and I'm going to say Tomlin and Austin. I mean, Terrell Austin is calling the defense, but again, they say Tomlin assists with that, or sometimes he makes decisions as well defensively. I got a question why we blitzed in that situation. I know, look, if it worked, no harm, no foul, but I'm not saying that because of the result. I'm not giving my opinion because they got the first down. I'm giving my opinion because they were having trouble with us just sending 4. So on 4th and 6, I'd rather just send 4. Go dime, send 4, and keep more people in coverage. Play the sticks. There's no need to blitz in that situation. Sometimes we get too cute. There weren't times that we needed to blitz at all against this guy. That was a key moment right there that we didn't need to blitz. Couple more things, guys, and then I'm going to talk specifically about Justin Fields, and then I'll come to the chat. I think we might need another punt returner, guys. I like Calvin Austin, but I'm not ready to throw him out yet. But let me explain to you why I'm saying this. Have you guys noticed that Calvin Austin goes down very easily? What I mean by that, when he finds a seam, he gets through there, and he does give us decent return yardage from time to time. But what I'm saying is, he's not shifty. Y'all understand what I'm saying? At least he doesn't show that in his return game. It seems like he goes down very quick. And I know he's a smaller guy, but it ain't just that. You know, what was the dude we had, man? He wears number 82. I forget his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was a little more shifty back there when we had him returning punts. And he kept coming this close from taking one back to the house. I don't know why I can't remember his name now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. He had a different knack. And I know this is an unfair comparison. AB had a knack for punt returning. Calvin doesn't have that. I think Calvin Austin is just fast. Because again, when a guy gets to him, he might make the first guy miss just because the guy's out of position. But he don't have no wiggle to him. It seemed like once you get him, he got him. And is it just me? Or do you think he gonna fumble every time? I'm so afraid he gonna fumble. So I just think we might need to entertain putting a more electric guy back there. But, you know, we'll see. I'm not ready to throw him out with the bathwater just yet. And also, Corliss Waitman did a good job with punting. Had a huge, big punt at the end of the game, you know, to help in that drive. But I will say this about it, man. It seems like he had a lot of touchbacks. It doesn't seem like Waitman does a good job with pinning guys or keeping the ball out of the end zone. Or even directional punting, you know, where it has a little backspin on it, or kicking it out of bounds. Like, I would not have kicked it to Mims on that last punt, even though it was excellent coverage. I saw Dirty Red make a good tackle too on one of those punts. But yeah, man, keep an eye on Waitman. It seems like it's gonna be a lot of touchbacks. Two unsung heroes, Corey Trice. Hats off to you, my guy. You come in the game in relief of Dante Jackson, picked that thing off, took points off the board. Also, Jaylen Warren, late in that fourth quarter on that bobble snap, Jaylen Warren being Johnny on the spot. That could have been a disaster. So little stuff like that, man, are key moments in the game, and I appreciate both of those gentlemen. And last but not least, man, I'm just going to say the overarching point about the Steelers offense and just in general penalties. This is why I put that as the title. Shooting ourselves in the foot, man. Like, come on. Herbert called for holding in the first quarter. Broderick Jones called for false start on a 3rd and 6 in the second quarter. Broderick Jones called for holding a few plays later. Same drive. Broderick Jones called for another holding. 2 plays later, took the big play off the board. Alex Highsmith called for offsides in the second quarter. Van Jefferson called for pass interference in the end zone. That one was questionable. Connor Hayward called for holding in the third. Took away a first down. Remember, Najee got the first down off of the 2nd and 1. We didn't have to punt. Deshaun Elliott called for offsides in the fourth. Dan Moore called for holding in the fourth, negated a first down. Joey Porter Jr. called for holding in the fourth and was offsetting penalties, but had he not held, it would have been a penalty against the Broncos. JPJ called for hands in the face. Back-to-back plays. And then neutral zone infraction by Alex Highsmith right after the Joey Porter Jr. So we got to clean up the penalties, man. All right, and my last point. Can I spend some time with y'all for a quick second? Can't wait to see how you guys feel about this, but can I go out on the limb and say I like the potential that I see from Justin Fields? Justin has some things to clean up. There was a throw that he made that was questionable in the game. Threw the ball kind of high, but that could have very well have been an interception. That was a bad read. A lot of quarterbacks make bad reads. I get it, but I need to see him be a little more consistent. But let me explain to you guys why I will say I like the potential of what it could be. Did y'all see how that offense, the threat that we pose when he's on the field? Think about that second drive. Wow. So just compartmentalize that for a second. I don't care what you guys think about the offense. I don't care what you think about Justin Fields or Russell Wilson for that matter. Watch that scoring drive and tell me, do you see the potential of what we could be if the offense starts humming? Justin Fields poses a threat with his legs. He was making some nice throws out there. Yes, that one that could have gotten picked, bad read. But think about all of the good that he did. Some of the ball placement. Beautiful ball to Darnell Washington back shoulder. Beautiful ball to George Pickens on that deep shot. Can run with his legs. Picked up a couple first downs with his legs. He outran a dude chasing him on one of those who had a clear shot on him. All I'm saying is, will the offense be more stagnant with Russell? Granted, Russell's going to have more experience. Maybe go through his reads, maybe read the defense a little better. He's a veteran. I love Russell Wilson. Y'all know that. I'm just saying, man, it put a smile on my face looking at that second drive. And I went upstairs, told my wife, man, I don't know, babe. I don't know. I love Russell, but I'm just sitting here imagining what the offense could be. Ooh. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not sitting here saying that it should happen. I'm just saying I'm in favor of continuing to experiment the offense with Justin, because that drive showed me the light bulb. Like, whoa, okay, the Steelers can be that? You telling me that they could possibly build off of that? I'm here for it. And what do you guys think? Y'all tell me, man. Give me your thoughts about the game. Give me your thoughts about what I just said. I'll spend a few more moments here. Interesting stat that they put up on the screen. Ooh, God. They said Justin Fields in his career has 40 touchdowns and 41 giveaways. Woo. Ugh. Man, that's bad. That's bad. But I'll give him a chance, man. The past is the past. You know, sometimes people go to other teams and they excel. So let's see what y'all got. Charles R says trade Russell for Tyreek Hill. We gotta make realistic requests, brother. DJ says still no touchdowns. I want to see Russ in action. What do you mean still no touchdowns? Did Justin Fields threw a touchdown today? Now, if you're saying not enough, I'm with you there. But I'm just saying your direct statement says still no touchdowns. So you got to clarify that a little more. Mark Cunningham says, Sim, Mrs. Cunningham is nervous as hell every time Austin fields a punt. She's hyped. You agree? Man, I'm with her. You heard what I said. He scares me, bro. He does, because I don't know. He just look like such a little dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Like, it's been guys his size, maybe even small, but he just looked like, don't he look like a toy out there or something? You know, you just, every time you got the ball, you're like, oh no, don't hit him so hard. Like, he just looked like, nah, man. I don't know why. He just looked fragile out there. No disrespect to him, man. I hope, I'm not trying to say nothing. It looks scary. What else y'all got? John Long says, Tomlin is overrated. The sooner we accept that, we can understand the problem. Okay. Respect your opinion. David Jones Jr. says, yeah, he shows potential always, but it's like he just can't turn the corner. Don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for him. Yeah, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair, David. You know, it's funny. It's hard to not look at his past, but I am willing to look at, you know, Justin Fields, even Russell Wilson as what do they do with the Steelers? Like, I try not to look at the past all the time with players, man, or life in general, you know, because you got to give people a fair shake. And I think you guys still have to realize that this is week 2. It is of a new team, new offense for this quarterback, new coordinator. Like, yeah, I want to see more scoring too, but it could be a slow burn. Think about it. We're talking about a Pittsburgh Steelers team that they have a certain mantra. And yeah, they slung the ball around a little more with Ben Roethlisberger. And yeah, we had those electric offenses at one time with the Killer Bees. But what I'm saying is we're spoiled by that. Sometimes it takes time unless you get the right fit, unless you get Patrick Mahomes that let him throw the ball 50,000 times. Or Joe Burrow. What you guys have to and gals have to understand about the Steelers, we don't have that. We don't. And that's the reason why some of y'all are saying put Russell in. See, we're still searching for that. That's why I'm saying while we're searching, I'm understanding that the offense may have a slow burn. Because unlike some, or unlike most, I would say in Steelers Nation, I don't expect changes like that. I just don't. It's not realistic. But I do want to see better. Mr. All Days Off say, nah, it's time for Russell Wilson. Okay, that's fair. Where's Roman Wilson? Roman Wilson is still working himself back. Still working himself back. Lanisha said the Tomlin haters are out. Yeah, you know, that's how it's good. It's just, you know, we respectfully just disagree with their opinion and we'll move on. What else y'all got? MT Legendary says, man, I draft Shador next season. He's the answer. That's all speculative. I like Shador. I think Shador is a NFL-ready quarterback. Still needs to, you know, there's some things he still needs to work on. But from watching this dude play enough, because I've been watching him since Jackson State, because I wanted to make sure he wasn't just Deion's son. Shador's nice, man. Very poised, got a nice arm, and it's funny because it don't look like that until you see it, if y'all understand what I'm saying. Very smart. So, yeah, I think Shador is NFL ready. Austin Dean says, love our defense, man, but we have to find a way to not depend on them every game. Very true. Very true. But y'all know what's interesting, man? I'm not giving the Steelers offense a pass at all, but it's funny when you look around the league, there's a few teams that ain't putting up points, right? It's a few that's not having these last 2 weeks that haven't put up points, and you would have expected them to put up more points. But that doesn't negate the fact that we all still want to see more offense. I'm with y'all. Lanisha says, oh, she's replying to somebody. Diggy says he's not high on Shador. Respect that as well. MT Legendary says, I told Kenyon that Shador is better than Caleb Williams, but he fails to believe. Man, listen. If we're talking about college, you cannot rate Shador versus Caleb Williams right now, who's about to play in a little while, and I'm going to watch. Dog, if we're talking about college, come on. Caleb Williams was that dude in college. Shador is good too, but I'm not going to entertain comparing those dudes because come on, man. If we're going back to USC Caleb Williams, come on. I don't think nobody can just outright say, oh, Shador is way better. I don't know if I could say that. Both of those dudes ball out in college. What else y'all got? I'm only going to give a few more. Virgin D. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he says it's Tomlin. He doesn't want to score a lot of points. Give him Mahomes, Jefferson, and Hill, and they would still score 13 points. I'm going to give you partial credit on what you're saying. I think the mantra is always run the football, stop the run. I get it, but I'm never going to sit here and agree with anybody saying that any head coach don't want to score points. I don't believe that. Do you guys remember? Listen, Steelers fans. Do y'all remember the Steelers era with the Killer Bees that was leading the league in offense for a few years in a row? 30 plus points. Did that Mike Tomlin want to score points? Answer me that. And again, I'm just making a clear observation. I don't believe some of these things that we be saying, man. Like, I do believe that the coach, I'm sure he wants us to play hard-nosed bully ball. Yeah, a lot of teams want to do that. But to go as far as to say a coach doesn't want to score points, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on. Let me interrupt myself. We have a donation. Round of applause. My man, the master of the music, thank you. Appreciate you. He says, I think the Steelers are playing the long haul by drafting in the middle of the pack and setting up the roster for a QB like they did with Ben coming in with a bunch of veterans around him. It's possible. It's possible. But one thing I will say, guys, that I think we all need to really keep in mind, I hope none of us believe that our team, the Steelers, intentionally would tank, or they would try to do just enough to do this, do that. Or like I said, they would intentionally not want to score points. I don't believe any of that is true. Philosophy is one thing. Wanting to do is another. Their philosophy is to run the football, control the clock, play good defense. But guess what they want to do as they're running the football? They want to score. They want to score. I don't think there's one coach on that staff that would be mad if we ran for 200 yards and put up 30 points. So let's stop with the narrative of they don't want to score points. Stop. That's just crazy. It's crazy. But I don't know. One more and I'm out of here. Jerry Espinoza says Troy Fautanu allowed no pressures and went unbeaten across 29 pass blocking snaps according to PFF. Listen, let me say that. That's a great way to end it. Now, hold on. That's a great way to end it, but I do want to, Virgin, can you tell me how your name is pronounced, man? Give me a phonetic pronunciation of your username. I do want to answer what you said really quick and address this donation. Thank you. I'll come right to you. But then we'll end on Fautanu. So you are correct when you're saying, again, let's stop speaking in absolutes because we don't know. We don't know. It does appear that we get conservative. But I can't say that he shuts down the offense because we start the game the same way we end it for the most part. But what I will say is I don't like the conservative approach. I would like us to be more aggressive. But I told y'all last week, and I'll continue to tell y'all, regardless of what player or coach we're talking about, I'm never going to speak in absolutes like I know. We do not know that that's an intention to shut down the offense. That just, again, like I said, guys, Killer B era. We ran it up. Jameer Sanders, round of applause. Thank you for the donation. He says, I don't understand how people don't see how good Fields has been every time he gets momentum on a huge play. A penalty or OPI or something holds it back. Sucks, man. He's been great. Yeah, man, I'm willing to say, I don't know if I would say great. I mean, it's just a different verge. The Verge. Okay. It's just backwards. Okay. I don't know. It's just a difference of words as far as great or not. But I will say, I don't think Fields has played bad. Maybe y'all could come in and tell me on Tuesday where I don't think he's played bad. You know what I mean? I don't think he's played any worse than Some of the other quarterbacks, you understand what I'm saying? I don't think he's done anything where I'm like, ugh, catastrophic yet. Round of applause to Stillberg. Appreciate that. Perfect. He says, got to give the team credit for being 2-0 with this offense. Arthur Smith needs credit for getting out of the stadium with the W and no turnovers. Yes. And y'all heard me last week say, come on, Arthur. Come on, Arthur. I need you to pick it up some. I need us to not be so conservative. And that's me even jumping ahead of my assessment. Y'all know my assessment is typically 6 games in, 7 is the stretch. I do see a trend, but I'm going to give it a chance. But I'm on you guys' side. I'm just saying, I'm just not like y'all where I'm ready to fire and dismiss and sub out. After 2 weeks, I just don't. And that goes to show that us Steelers fans, y'all got too many expectations. We are spoiled fans, bruh. And I get it, but we just give it some time, man. Give it some time. But back to Troy Fautanu. I would love to know what he did early on for where the coaching staff felt like he needs to play and start. What did Broderick Jones not do? I'm not talking about this game, but it's crazy. Broderick Jones must not really have shown the Steelers much in this offseason to where they were already ready to go with Fautanu. And had Fautanu coming off an injury and Tomlin saying he deserves a chance to compete. He will play. And then he played and outplayed Broderick Jones, who has the worst game of his career with this guy looking over your shoulder, bruh. So I hope that experiment is over. Not that I think Broderick Jones can't get it together, but I will say this. There ain't no need of taking Fautanu out until he proves he can't. And there you have it. But let me go ahead and get out of here, guys. I haven't eaten dinner tonight. I'm about to go do that, watch some more football. Let's be happy and celebrate this win. We can talk about the improvements and all that Tuesday. Don't forget, guys, y'all come on in here and call on Tuesday, man. Come on in here and call. There's the phone number right there. We'll take live calls that night. I'll try to keep my assessment very short. Hopefully there's a ton of calls. 619-924-0818. Come on and see me on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll rock out and we can talk further. And I would encourage some of you guys, watch the game again and watch it intently. Don't watch it for the outcome. Look at certain players, certain positions, and then let's have a conversation. Because that's why I say this is the knee jerk. You might hear me have a different opinion come Tuesday about certain things. But all right, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know the routine. Make sure you do this right here. Like, subscribe, turn on your notification, but also make sure you share the stream. Share it with your people. But other than that, man, great day. We're 2-0. I'll take that, especially with a Ravens loss and a Bengals loss. All right? Y'all be safe. God bless. Stay healthy. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of this weekend and tomorrow. Look at some football and enjoy this Pittsburgh Steelers win. Catch you guys on Tuesday. And like always, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.